Ekurhuleni municipality is home to 1.7 million of Gauteng's 12 million residents. That's according to the latest 2022 Stats SA population census figures. This means that population demand for basic municipal services, including water and lights, is always high. Housing and the eradication of informal dwellings has also been a decades-long struggle for the provincial government. And in 2022, Gauteng Premier David Makhura publicly admitted that the province simply doesn't have the resources to eradicate all housing backlogs. So how bad exactly are the provincial housing backlogs?
I think the one thing that we are taking from this session is that the levels of impatience by the residents of the different communities within our province, but I suppose even beyond, may be at an all-time high. Possibly as due to instances of non-responsiveness on issues that they may have been raised.
Someone out there in the government is not doing their homework. The human settlement is not doing their homework because they don't understand how the township works, how the township functions. So if you are in a position to actually rent out your room or your back room or your RTP, that is how you're going to make a living. That is one. Because one thing we are facing here in Zahal, we're facing poverty.
That's how it is. You know what? You cannot be glad with something like this. You cannot, because it doesn't give you any feedback. You don't benefit from it. Instead, they are giving you instructions that you must follow. So if Bayenza is in position, it needs to have a standing. Whenever you produce something like this, it must be productive at the end of the day for the community, for them to gain.
Behind the politics, you will find thousands of backroom dwelling families. Exactly how many such families are living in cramped conditions is unclear, but many of them are pensioners. Meet 69-year-old Lydia Mbata, 64-year-old Joyce Dlamini and 70-year-old Ruth Dlamini. They have been on government's housing waiting lists since 1994. They are now in their twilight years and are concerned that their fate will be shared by generations to come.
Akunandawo abanye balala dining room abanye balala ekitchen emarumini ngathi ngaqashisa ukuthi abantu bakwazi ukungibhadala abantwana bami bazolala la endlini badlile. Uyayibona le kunini ngisemchashweni hayi sithi isikhathi 25 years ngisemchashweni side kabi isikhathi hayi nami phela manje sengiyabona ukuthi ngizoze ngishona abantwana bami baluze ngalo RDP bahambe bahlale. Ngoba la ekhaya kugcwele la ekhaya. Kugcwele.
Mina ngabhalisa 93. Abantwana engabhalisa nabo abantwana bami umfana nentombazana baze bachona banganazi izindlu.
This is what has led to periodic, often violent and disruptive service delivery protests across the province. Now the provincial legislature has begun conducting oversight public hearings to hear firsthand where government is going wrong. Currently, the Gauteng provincial government has 500,000 available housing units. The city of Ekurhuleni and the Gauteng provincial government have called on residents not to set up unregistered rental backroom units. Officials say this only puts more pressure on the province's already stretched resources. Residents here say that the housing backlog issue is just the tip of a very big iceberg. They say that there are more compounding issues which are giving them little hope that the service delivery backlogs in the province will be resolved anytime soon. For Newsroom Africa, Channel 405, I'm Tumaula Mushlaudi in Forster on the East Rand.